Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Amar Elm, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Ericka Sallee, founder of True Synergy, transformation coach, author, and thought leader, helping women and organizations transcend barriers, embrace their purpose, and cultivate wellness in work and life. Ericka, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you. It's good to be here with you.
I am excited to dive in. Excuse me.
Sure.
I always like to start from the beginning. So take me back to before you started True Synergy. What were you doing before? And then what really motivated you to start the company?
It's a great question and a great way to just dive right in. So I was in corporate America probably at that point for about maybe 15 years or so. And I started getting this feeling that was very uncomfortable. It was a feeling of, do I really what I'm doing right now? Is there something more? I didn't really know how to unpack the questions, but that's what was happening in my head. It was happening in the way I was showing up in my space at the time, feeling like I wasn't really giving it my all, if you will. And the thing that changed for me was the moments that I realized felt good to me. And those were the moments when I would have women come into my cubicle and they would need something, whether it was a conversation about personal life, work life, whether it was just a moment where they were feeling something emotionally and needed a hug. And those were the moments that I felt like this is what feels good to me. And I still didn't really understand it at the time. I just knew that feeling was something that I wasn't getting from my corporate space. And so I just started to dive into more of that and leaning into the opportunities to be in spaces where I could be available to women and really leaning on some of my own experiences to grow in an area, not just to help them, but to expand myself personally. So that's how it all started.
Yeah, I like that. Where you felt like, hey, this is what I enjoy to do. Why don't I just do this more often? Was that a difficult transition to make, though, from working somewhere and then starting your own thing? What was that like?
Yeah, and I just want to be perfectly transparent. I'm still in a place where I haven't completely transitioned out of that space.
Cool.
And part of it is recognizing that and I use the word balance lightly because I don't really believe in balance the way we try to contextualize it. That's another conversation, but is recognizing I have to navigate two worlds
Mm,
and making sure that I am fully present to what I know my purpose is until I can completely move out of the other space and fully embrace that for myself. So I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges. And then the other challenge is just asking myself the question is, can I do this? Is this
mhm.
something that I really should like show up and give myself to? I've never done this before. What does it look like?
Yeah.
So all of those kinds of things often come into play when you have moments of like second guessing. This is different than what I went to school for. This is different than what maybe my family expected me to do, kind of thing. So I think those are the biggest challenges.
1000%. What do you tell yourself and how do you keep yourself going during those moments?
Oh, well, what I tell myself is, why not you?
Yeah.
You are enough. You can do it. It's all of the reinforcements that are talking to the younger version of me who struggle with confidence and feeling like maybe I wasn't enough. So she still tries to creep up at times, but I have to talk back to her and
Mm,
say, why not her? Or you can do this. Or I know it's hard right now, or it's not easy, but keep going. You haven't come this far just to stop here. So it's definitely challenged me to be intentional about what I'm thinking, what I'm saying out of my mouth, and consequently what I do as a result.
powerful. Well, let's give the listeners more context into True Synergy. Who would you say is your ideal customer? Who do you love to work with there? And then from there, let's dive into the different offers and services that you provide.
Absolutely. So I have two paths. The first path is that I am passionate about women. So I help the accomplished woman who is stuck and she's trying to navigate through that stuckness. Now I know that's not a word, it might be or it might not be, but that's the way that's the way I wanted to present it. And she's trying to figure out what's next. And I want to be really clear when I say accomplished woman, because I have struggled to pinpoint when I'm asked this question, like, who is your ideal client? And you got to be really specific. I think what I'm honing in on with my client is the psychographic of what she's experiencing. So when I say accomplished woman, she's accomplished because maybe she's a single mother and she's managing a household and kids. And she might not feel like she's doing her best, but she's making sure they're fed, that they eat, that they get to where they need to be. She's an accomplished woman if she has degrees and letters behind her name. She's an accomplished woman if she's in the C-suite and she's trying to figure out, do I really belong here? So when I say accomplished, we all have a level of defining what accomplishment means for us as women, but we all often experience those moments of self-doubt, of insecurity, of fear, of not feeling like we're worthy or good enough. So she is my ideal client. It is the feeling that we experience. So on the one hand, there's that. The second piece of that is I have delivered professional development training to organizations who have teams that are willing to step outside of status quo, meaning we've been doing this the same way for a really long time, but something's not working. So, whether
Mm,
that is effective communication strategies, whether it is conflict resolution, whether it is trying to manage how do we navigate different levels of experience and expertise in the same space and do it in a cohesive way. So
mhm.
I love to work with teams who are struggling with shifting their dynamic
Yeah,
and offering them strategies to help them move to their next.
I like that. So you've got the B2C side with the women, and then you've also got the B2B side with the organizations. What is the core? Let's say, well, let's start with the women path. What is the core offering there? What does it actually look like to work with you, and what outcomes are you driving towards with your clients?
Yeah, so great question. So there's a couple different ways to work with me. Number one, of course, I do have one-on-one coaching packages that I offer. Typically, they fall in the range of a 3, 6, or 9 session package. And then I have many women who decide that they need more after they come out of that. So we can
Sorry, is it 369 months or 369 sessions?
sessions. Thank you for that clarification. So 3, 6, or 9 session packages. And so, when that's over, they may need some more extensive work. Maybe they decide to go back into, say, a 3 session package or whatever it is that they need. They can do just a 1 hour to button
Mhm.
up anything that we may need to address. I also have a monthly subscription option,
Oh,
which gives women an opportunity to show up for a Q&A session. So it's called the Clarity and Focus Experience, where they get a monthly mantra, they get monthly self-development work, and then they can show up into the Clarity and Focus space to ask questions about whatever the monthly work is at that time. There's that. And then, of course, for the profession, oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. So you talked about the whip.
yeah, no, perfect. Okay, go for the professional development.
Yeah, and so for the professional development side, it's really as needed. So most of my client engagements are, oh God, we need a session on this, or we need a series of sessions on a particular topic. And I typically like to engage with a discovery session on both sides, B2B and B2C, just to figure out what the need is, and then we can tailor my offerings to meet their need.
Okay. Okay, very cool. I am curious with the B2C and the B2B side, which is your main focus? Which would you want to grow and bring more clients in as opposed to the other one?
Yeah, so let me answer the question this way. Right now, my biggest area of service is with the B2C market. And I enjoy that because I can hone in on my experience as a woman, right? And I can bring that to the table on the B to C side. What I do want to do, however, and this is an area that I'm working on developing a subscription-based program similar to the B to C side for B2B. So I do look for opportunities to expand into more than just the one-on or one-off, I should say, training types. I want to build really this hub to give them options that can sustain them over a course of time. While I enjoy and most of the depth of my work is with women right now, I do see the opportunities that I can leverage from what I have set up for the women to introduce to the B to B side. So
Mm,
I think it answers the question somewhat. Where is most of my focus? I absolutely love what I do for women. I do see opportunities for growth on the B2B side and really leveraging what I already have. So I think
mm,
that's probably the best way to put that.
fair enough. And then from a lead gen side, how do you bring on more clients? Like, are you running advertisements? Is it word of mouth, just referrals? What does the lead generation and client acquisition process look like?
Yeah, so the to this point, ironically enough, I have had tremendous success with referral clients. Or if I speak at an event or I'm doing an event within an organization and I have women who say, "Hey, I could use your help outside of this." So typically it has been referral and word of mouth. I have run ads, and this is the thing that this is the challenge that I'm facing right now, is because I'm trying to find that sweet spot between what ad should I run, how long should I run it, how is this yielding the return on the investment, so to speak? And that's the area that I'm still navigating. So
Mm,
to this point, most of my business has come from referrals, or if there is an opportunity to present myself, say in this space or a speaking engagement, I have people who sign up on a list and I add them to my email distribution. That's how it's been working thus far. But that's definitely an area that's open to expansion. I when it comes to running ads, I was averse to it at first because I'm like, I don't know how this really works and do I know all the particulars? But I'm still navigating it. Like I'm not afraid of it anymore, but I'm still trying to maximize how to get the benefit and the ROI from it.
100%. Because referrals and word of mouth are great, but it's not the most
It's
predictable.
not sustain
That's the
exactly.
problem. With the ads, I am curious, where are you currently running them in terms of what platform and what kind of funnel do you run right now?
So I run them mainly on Facebook. I really literally just restarted my Instagram page. I felt like it needed something fresh. And so I haven't started there yet. So I've mainly been running them on Facebook. And when I think about, I've created a leads list. And so I'll give one specific example. It wasn't an ad, it was a sign up. Actually, let me think about it. I had a sign up form for a giveaway. And actually, that was an ad that I ran. So I don't even know, like close to 100 new leads from that particular ad. And so I filtered those leads into my leads list. And then I started like reaching out to do follow-ups and making sure that I kept them in the pipeline. But it got to a point where I had some people who wanted to unsubscribe to the email list, and some people that I reached out to that didn't get responses back yet. So I'm like, okay, so I got these leads coming from this particular ad, and I'm doing the follow-up to funnel them through from cold to warm but we never got past cold to even nurture the lead to the point where I could say, okay, I can convert you into a client. So I think that's the area that I'm navigating through most. And I'll
Mhm.
be honest with you, sometimes it's frustrating
Sure.
because I will say, I feel like, okay, these are the things that I know that I'm supposed to do, nurturing this lead, moving them from one stage to the next, but then there's a period where it kind of gets a little stuck. One thing that I will say too, to go back to answering your question, how do I get leads, is that so I have a master class that I'm also reinstituting because I know consistently putting things in front of my target and moving them to the next phase of the process is also important. So my actual next one is September 23rd and 25th master class that I'm running with the goal of getting some new leads into that pipeline.
Nice. And is that going to be online or is that going to be okay? So
Yeah,
it's kind
so
of
that's
like a masterclass funnel. Are you going to be running ads to that to fill it up?
yes, actually.
Okay, very cool. I definitely have some thoughts for that. Have you ever thought about just doing a very simple book a call funnel that, has a very clear offer, very clear messaging, talking to your ideal customer, talking to their pain points, their outcomes, and then just telling them, hey, if you're interested in learning more, click below to apply, and then you can book a call if it's a good fit.
So I will say yes and no. Yes, to the point of I have calls that are set up right now with clients who I've worked with in the past because that's part of my touch point to go back and make sure that they've gotten what they need for the moment and if they need some other things. In terms of running ads to book a call, is that your question? Just to make sure I'm clear before I answer. Yeah, so to answer that, no, I have not. So I'm open to the suggestion that I have not
Yeah.
considered.
I would definitely think about it if I were you, because we every single month we spend 500,000 to $750,000 on meta ads
Okay.
specifically, just in ad spend. And the majority of those ads, we have a couple different funnels that are profitable for us, but the majority of them are just straight book a call funnel. There's an application for them to submit, et cetera, et cetera. They're graded based off of their application. I think that could be very beneficial for you, specifically with your B2C side, because the more psychographic you are in terms of who your ICP is, the better, generally speaking, the better that paid ads would work as opposed to cold outreach. If I'm more demographic, then cold outreach makes sense because then I could find specifically who I'm looking for. But it's hard to find a list of women that are accomplished but feel stuck. Put together a list like that. But
Mhm.
if you run an ad talking to the message or talking to that demographic and talking to their pain points and what they want out of life, then you can do very well with paid ads.
And yeah, I like that. Here's the question, when you said, hey, we run 500 to 750K a month to do these ads as a small business, obviously I have to adjust that because that doesn't make sense
Yeah.
for me at this
Yeah, yeah,
point.
yeah. Like
So,
we do 40, $50 million a year. So like that makes sense, right?
mhm,
50 bucks a day is more than
mhm,
enough to start off.
mhm.
The minimum that I would start off is $30 to $50 a day to test these type of ads.
Yeah, I like that. And the beauty of the conversation is I'm happy about the things that I know work, but the sticking points are like, okay, so how do you adjust that? And
Mhm.
so you offering that is certainly something that I take under advisement and appreciate. So thank you for that.
Sure. I'm curious, what are your goals? So if you were to think over the next 12 months, what's your goal for true synergy? Are you looking to go full time into it? Is there a specific revenue target or anything else, really?
Yeah. And I'm glad you asked. So I have a whiteboard that's right here that I'm looking at. So I do have revenue goals that are written there.
Nice.
And yes, I would say within the next 24 to 36 months, it is my goal to be able to focus on True Synergy full time. I have, how do I say this? And so, yes, so that is the goal. Those are the two goals. One is the revenue goal, which I don't have to say what that is, but that is one. And then the other is just shifting into the business full time because that really is my passion. It doesn't take away from other obligations that I'm responsible for, but when I think about what lights me up, which is what I talk to my clients about, it is connecting to the thing that aligns you with what feels good. And so for me, that's what that is.
Awesome. Why 24 to 36 months? Would you want to do it sooner?
I would want to do it sooner. I think there's two hats that I wear. One is what's the reality? Look at what really makes sense. Like I'm not going to tell you, oh yeah, I'm going to transition out by the end of this year and we're getting ready to move into the last quarter. So I'm really trying to look logistically as to what makes sense on paper. Now, if something shifts to make that happen sooner, obviously the answer is going to be yes.
Yeah.
But if I had to sit down and think through it from a logistical natural eye hat, that's the reason why I said.
I see. You would want to do it sooner, but it's more so trying to be realistic, quote unquote.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I will say is that I know what my goal is, but I'm certainly not going to put myself in a position at risk by trying to aggressively do something that is going to put me in a position that I don't need to be in. So that's the reason why I gave you that response, because that's a reality.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. What is the best way for people to reach out to you to work with you?
The best way to reach out to me, a couple different avenues. One, through my website, which is trusynergy.org. And
Awesome.
that's TRUSYNERGY, no E. And then I can also be found on social media. So I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook at Ericka Sallee. And then I'm on Instagram at truesynergyllc.coach. And that's the best way to reach out.
Awesome. Erica, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you as well. So that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go to truesynergy.org. That's TRU synergy.org. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we were able to go from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.